This may just be the last time we talk about Ole Gunnar Solskjær in the channel. Over the past few weeks or so, I've been very critical of Solskjær. I think everyone has been, whether you're a United fan or whatever else, you can't possibly tell me that you've not been aware of what has been going on at United. United came into this season with extremely high expectations. They signed Ronaldo, Sancho, Varane. They were coming back from a season where they managed to get into a final and finished second. And at one point in the season, they were actually in first place. So expectations were extremely high for United. In my predictions, I said that in the best case scenario, United would win the league. They would win the league if everything went well. I personally thought that United would finish fourth. I just didn't see how they would be able to outperform the squads that Chelsea, Liverpool and City had. But what has been happening so far this season has been extremely appalling. Some people like to say that the players let Ole down and whatever, but at some point, week by week, when you're just blaming the players, at some point you have to look at the manager and say, come on, there are other people on the bench, you can choose them. And Ole, the thing that really made him get the sack was the fact that he was making the same mistakes again and again. Not so much that the Glazers or Ed Woodward really, I don't even know if they really understood what Ole was doing, but they just tracked the performances, and by Ole playing the same players again and again and not giving the likes of Donny van de Beek a chance, he set himself up for failure. The results began to catch up. The duo of McTominay and Fred is just an example, because when even Southampton have a better midfield duo than United, that's a problem. And you have Matic and Van de Beek in the bench. Ole has also been very reluctant with Harry Maguire. We all know how Harry Maguire has been performing, and sure, after the Euros he was quite good, but even this season you can see again and again that Maguire wasn't there, like the game against Leicester where United lost 4-1 or 4-2, I can't remember. Maguire made silly mistakes and Ole played him after an injury. Those silly mistakes are what was what has gotten Ole sacked. So now let's just look at some of the good things that Ole has done for the club. Ole managed to finish second with United last season. He finished third the season prior. He brought back that feel-good factor to Old Trafford, especially in the games like that night in Paris where United came back against PSG, lost 2-0 in the first round, and then went on to win 3-1 at home with that last-minute Rashford penalty. United managed to beat 9-0 against Southampton. United beat City twice last season when City was playing some of the most dominant football in Europe. Ole managed to get United into 5 semi-finals. They went into a final, the Europa League final, where they lost to Villarreal. Pretty much, Ole put United back on track. He got United as far as he could, and unfortunately, the beginning of the season, he just messed things up at the end. The repeated mistakes, as I said before, which have not gotten him the sack. Although I have been very critical of Ole, I can't say that I don't like Ole. I really like Ole, especially when you look back at what a player he was, the things he did, winning 6 Premier Leagues in 11 years at United and Champions League. His resume is just something else. Babyface killer. So yeah, and also Ole's also been called a very nice person by people that interact with him. So in no way, shape or form am I targeting Ole as a person. I'm just looking at his results, his performances as a football fan, as in this channel where I love to talk about football, and I'm just going over the things that he has been doing wrong. And unfortunately for Ole, he's been doing a lot of things wrong. So that's why I've been making, I think Ole has probably been the person that I've talked the most about in this channel. However, one thing that has been bothering me a lot about United and this whole Ole thing, which I believe they threw Ole under the bus, I mean, it's just classic Glazers things. Why did Carrick, McKenna and everyone else stay? What's the point of sacking Ole, which in my opinion would be because he's not performing well, the plans that they have made is not working well, but the rest of the coaching staff stay. So are they trying to say that it's Ole's fault, that everything that is going on, all the losses, all the leagues that the training things weren't as good, is this all Ole's fault? Was Ole the villain in the changing room? Was he the one saying no, we're not doing this, we're not doing that, when everyone else was trying to make the right moves? I don't think so. So, and even it speaks to the character of the likes of Carrick and McKenna. The person that you work with is sacked and you guys choose to stay. No, if it was me, I'd leave. I'd leave not so much because I don't love the club or anything, but just as thing of principle. We messed up as a team, so I'm going to leave unless someone else comes into the squad. But these guys, they have stayed like nothing happened, and I don't understand that. It's horrible and pretty disgusting what they have done with Ole. Horrible treatment of a legend at the club, and even as a manager, Ole did great things. Okay, he didn't win any trophies. Mourinho and Van Gaal did, but if you look at the time and everything that happened with Ole, it was much more enjoyable than with those two other managers. And in my opinion, this is the worst possible situation for Manchester United. In my predictions, in my worst possible case scenario for United, I think I said that they would finish 5th. Some way, somehow, things would go horrible for United with the squad they had, with all these tactics, and they would finish 5th. I never imagined something like this would happen. And yeah, I never imagined something like this would happen. It's just crazy what's been going on with United. The amount of talent in the team, the bad management, the horrible management of the board is just... As someone who owns a business, I don't own a business, but I think you know where I'm coming from. We just had an international break. If you're going to sack a manager, sack him then, so he could come in and work with the players and install his philosophy. But no, they waited after the international break, and now United are in a very sticky situation. Guys like Ralf Rangnick are available right now, and United could have signed Ralf Rangnick, and he could have worked with the players during the international break, so now they would be ready to play and try to make something of the season. Now United sit 7th in the Premier League, and they are closer to the bottom 3 than they are to the top 4, and that is, again, I never imagined this scenario would happen for United. This is the worst possible case for United. I don't know if this is actually accurate, if it's true, but there have been some reports saying that Sir Alex wants Pochettino at the club. I've been wanting Pochettino at United ever since, I think it was the match against Tottenham against Juventus. I think that's like the proper match I saw of like Pochettino's tactics, and I realised how brilliant of a manager he was. The way Tottenham were able to outplay one of the best defensive teams in Europe at the time. Bear in mind, this was a Juventus team that was going to Champions League finals. It wasn't with Ronaldo where they were getting knocked out in the quarterfinals and stuff. This was a prime Juventus team, and Pochettino went there and he managed to get result against them. That's when I saw that Pochettino must be the man. And even the things he managed to do at Tottenham with little to no backing at all. So this would be the perfect man for United. Pochettino is a genius. Even the things he did with Espanyol. So that would be something special, something very good for the club if they managed to get him in. But unfortunately, after this thing that happened with Ole, I don't think I have any faith with this board, and I don't think any United fan should have any faith with this board, as these guys are just incompetent. Incompetent for lack of a better word. United, it's hard to speak about United right now. I think that if United, the best case scenario for United right now would be if somehow they manage to get Rangnick by January and then turn things around, go into a deep Champions League run where they get at least semi-final, go on and win the FA Cup and manage to get top 4. Right now, that's the best possible case scenario for United. Win the FA Cup, go far in the Champions League, maybe try and win it and get back in the top 4. When you have a club as big as United behind clubs like Arsenal, which have been which have been performing not to their best throughout the last few years, below teams like West Ham and Leicester, and getting completely outplayed by a Watford side that has just been poor the whole season. It's really sad to talk about United right now. But anyways, thank you very much for watching the video until the end. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more game analysis, football history, individual performances, top 10s, etc. This is the beginning of something special, and it would mean the world to me if you subscribed and help me to grow this channel.